So this episode of Bunny Girl Senpai was once again another great one. Imagine that, right? So meta. The author is so meta, man. He's just so self-aware of his characters and his writing. It's just unbelievable. That's why this show excels. But I had a lot of people actually asking me about, they're like, well, Sakuda doesn't really get character development, but everyone around him does. And that's because Sakuda is a genius character in a way. He is a genius character because, once again, the author is really meta. Because Sakuda is a character that's together. He has this stuff together. He doesn't really need development, but what he does get is characterization, so we understand him, which leads to him not really needing that. His characterization's cool, like the scene with his parents explaining, hey, they're still my parents. I get they gotta do what they gotta do. It's not like I don't understand them. Could I be mad at them that they're never around? Could I be mad at them that we're not more involved with one another whenever we probably could be? Sure. But they're not doing a bad thing. Maybe they're doing a good thing that could be done better with being, with my father staying with my mom and she being sick and how she handled Kade. But I love them nonetheless, and I get that. So he's a character that's here to develop other characters around him and give other characters around him characterization. He is literally the center axis. Everything revolves around him. He is Earth. Everything else is the gravity that, flows within Earth, which spins Earth. All that thing, everything in between. So that's kind of just, I guess, my analogy I'm trying to make. Hopefully I made that clear. But this episode, man, Sakuda said a great thing. This is my example of what I just said. He said, quit trying to really be mediocre. You're being greedy. And I love that because if you try to be more than what you are, if you press too hard, if you are mediocrity and you press too hard, you try to be greedy and you don't take things the right way and do them the right way, like on the fly and so on and so forth, per se, possibly, then you're going to be worse than mediocre. You're going to be just straight bad. You're not even going to be mediocrity. You're not going to meet that. Your ceiling's going to be even lower. You're going to fall into the basement. And that was really cool to see. I really did enjoy that. But in the end, we see that Nodoka, I think her name is, my little sister, was called that for the sake of the video. But she's someone who starts to accept that she cannot be Mai, only to go to her own concert to where Mai just destroys it. Just worked hard and destroys it. And it kind of showed that my sister is a little spoiled. She's kind of spoiled brat because she talks about how Mai works hard every day and stuff, and it makes it seem as if she doesn't necessarily do that. She doesn't strive for perfection as hard as Mai does, and that's why Mai is so perfect, per se. And I love that scene because she kind of shows she's spoiled. It kind of shows that she has a one-way perspective. And that's kind of what Mai says to her whenever she sees Mai getting love from her mother for the first time as her in her body. And that scene was something I was like, wow, insult to injury. Mai just did that crazy performance on stage. Mai just did something to where her sister couldn't do. She's got a feature. But why didn't Nodoka get a feature? Mai has been that good just from the month she was in her sister's body. And that is the ultimate insult to injury. Someone coming up to you and saying, hey, I got this. I know mom and dad compare me and you, but I'm going to show you that we're nothing. We're not even close to being, one another. I'm going to take what you're good at and do it better. And no, Mai didn't do that intentionally to insult her sister. She just wanted success. She wanted to perform well. That's her standard, and she held herself to that standard, and that's how she performed. And we see her mother shake her hand and get in the high five line, or whatever they called it. And, her perspective was, wow, mom's smiling. She loves what Mai just did. Mai just killed that, and mom's never showed me that whenever I performed that way. Mom has never, ever shown me that kind of love. But then Mai's like, hey, hold up. You didn't see everything that's going on there. Her hands were shaking. If you look really into her eyes and you got over the hump of being obsessed with how good I am in the comparisons, you can see that your own mom's kind of worried about you. Your mom is worried. Your mom is scared that you're not necessarily happy doing what you want to do. You're doing what you want to do because I kind of prefer it, because it's kind of been thrown upon you. Yes, she's not going to say it. No question. No parent. If a parent is someone who is going to allow themselves to say, am I raising the right way? They're going to show the ultimate vulnerability to their child. Their child could act a different way. Their child could use and abuse, their parents' thought process about, okay, maybe I just need to let them do what they need to do. Maybe, maybe I can make mom and dad more lenient because, look, I see that they're not sure about the whole parenting me thing. They're not sure about that. So, should I be sure about how, who I am as a person? Should I be sure about where I'm going in life? Should I change what I'm doing in life? And that could lead someone going down the wrong path completely because they're not thinking logically. They're thinking illogically because their guidance, the people that are supposed to be their structure per se, and or somewhat their foundation, are stumbling. They're not sure. There's cracks everywhere. You don't know if the house is going to stay up or it's going to fall in because the foundation is broken, to parts, to pieces. And that's something that, a parent will always, I'm not a parent, of course, so I can't speak to the I guess this into like in depth, the ultimate in depth conversation with you all. But if I was a parent, I would feel guilty not knowing how to raise you. I'd feel guilty pushing you towards a path that may not be the path you need to go down. As soon as I start to self-doubt myself and not believe in my own thought process and everything that guided me to this moment of having you as a child, raising you up until you get to like 13, 14, 15, where really push comes to shove, and that's when you kind of gotta choose your path in a way, or you begin to truly choose your path, then I'm gonna crumble, and then I'm gonna make you feel insecure. Because I'm showing my weaknesses. I'm showing my vulnerability. I'm showing how I'm not secure with how I've raised you in the path that I've kind of guided you to, alongside you. I mean, there's a lot of things to go into that. Hopefully that makes sense. I know I rambled on there a lot, but this is it's kind of a difficult episode to talk about, actually. It's easy to watch, per se. It's kind of not easy to watch this episode. There's kind of some complex emotions going on within the episode. So other than that, though, I mean, the letters Mai wrote, that was pretty cool. We get to see that Mai's kind of engine, or the fuel that fed her engine was, well, her sister, because her sister thought she was so amazing. She's used to random people saying it, and that's why she says, "Who are you?" That's why she doesn't hold, she doesn't hold what people say to her that she doesn't know, her fans, as high of a regard, because they're her fans. They're biased. They love her for who she is. I mean, someone who loves her as a family member, someone who loves her, since they were wee small, and someone who loved her before she was just mainstream, that person is still saying, "You rock. You're killing it." That's going to be more impactful than someone that's like just a mindless fan, per se. Someone you don't know. You don't know the real me. You don't know what I really go through. My sister did know what she went through. She knows how hard she worked. And that's true appreciation, because she visually got to see what Mai did. Fans don't. They just appreciate the song. They just appreciate the act. They don't get to visually see what you go through in order to get to where you are in life, and or as a celebrity in Mai's case. So that's kind of how I perceived it and how I took it all in. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. This is one of the more difficult videos I've had to make about a show, because you really gotta take it all in. And the parenting perspective is something you're only truly going to get if you are a parent. I mean, yeah, I get it on the surface, but on a deeper level, it may be hard for me to get. I hope I explained it as best as I could. That's how I see it. That's my perspective. But that's only a one-way perspective, so who knows? So, as always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me to X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.